Hi, 6th grade. This is Mrs. Kim. I am so excited to be your art teacher this year. The first project that we're doing is actually going to be creating the cover of your sketchbook. And so you're each going to get a piece of watercolor paper, and it'll be this way, and you're going to fold it in half so it's like a book. And you'll get a brand spanking new white Crayola coloring crayon. And you might have your own tray of watercolor paints. If not, that's fine. I'll have one to give you. And you'll have some watercolor brushes. You'll have a cup of water at your desk and some paper towels. And your desk will be covered with probably some newspaper or something to keep it clean, all right? So what we're gonna be doing is called a watercolor resist. And the resist happens when you use two substances that don't mix well together. So crayons have wax in them, and wax and water repel each other. So we're gonna create a barrier with this white crayon that will be invisible until you paint over the top of it. And you guys may have done this already in elementary school, so it might be a bit of a refresher, but we're gonna be making it a little more complex. You're gonna paint over it with just a multitude of different watercolor colors to make your pattern underneath show through. So the idea behind this is we're gonna be working with line, shape, and pattern, which are three of the elements of art or elements of design. And we're going to be trying to create a sense of rhythm. So when you think of rhythm, you think of music. Rhythm is a principle of design. And I want you guys to just think real quick. I'm going to give you a second. Think about one of your favorite songs or a song that you've been listening to a lot lately. Kind of picture what it's like. Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it kind of like darker? Is it upbeat and really cheerful? What kind of a song would it be? And then if you could visualize that song as a pattern, what would it look like? So would it be sharp, pointy, diagonal lines, or circular, curvy lines? How would it look? All right, so I'm picturing my song in my head. It's more of a cheerful, upbeat song, and it's got a lot of drum beat underneath it that's like really pounding through the whole song. So I'm gonna try to create that rhythm with my crayon. If you guys want to take a piece of scrap paper and a pencil and draw some ideas out for your pattern first before using your crayon on your paper, that's a great idea, and I'll have those things ready for you as well. So I'm just gonna wing it a little bit here. I'm gonna make some more curvy lines, and of course you guys can't see this. So what I'll do is pause this video so you don't have to watch me draw invisible pattern on white paper, and then I'll pick it back up when my pattern's all done. Okay guys, I'm back. Here's my finished pattern. Don't you love it? You can't see it obviously. One thing, if you kind of get lost where you're drawing when you're using your crayon, you can hold your picture up to the light and see the reflection of where you've already drawn, so you can get your place. That's one thing that might be a little frustrating about drawing with white crayon on white paper. So now that my pattern is on there, and I tried to get it to reflect my song's energy, I'm going to start to think about the colors I want to use to create the overlaying pattern or the overlaying colorscape over the top of my crayon. So just a refresher on watercolor paint. You dip your brush in the water, choose your color. I'm going to start out with a red. And you guys have probably got some kind of a little tray area on your watercolor paint palette, which is nice in case you want to actually mix some colors. So I'm going to grab a little more water and see how I like that red right there. Pretty good, pretty good. And if you've got a lot of water in there, it's actually going to help you out with this because the crayon will push the water away, right? So I'm going to start out with my red at the top. You guys will get to see my pattern coming through here. The song I chose was one that we sang actually with the teachers at the beginning of the school year this year, and it's called "The Joy of the Lord is My Strength," which kind of goes with our theme for the year, "At a Veil of Rejoice." So that was the song that I was going for, if you guys have heard it. And you can see that my color is starting to show through. So what's cool about watercolor paints is that while they're still wet, you can sort of mix them and blend them and let them run together on your paper. So I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna get some yellow next. And if If you guys remember what red and yellow makes when you mix it, anybody? It's orange. So you can mix those two together, and where they overlap, I might get a little bit of an orangish color. So I'm just gonna play around with this, guys, and get my backdrop. Ooh, my orange paint was dirty. I'm gonna get my backdrop here for my pattern that I've drawn with crayon. And you'll see that where the crayon is, especially where I pressed hard enough, it's popping through, and that paint, I'm gonna dab it off just a little bit so you can see it better. That paint is being pushed away by the crayon, and you're gonna get this really nice design with your paint on top and then your pattern pushing through the paint. So I'm excited to see what songs you choose, what kind of patterns you come up with, and the colors you decide to use, how you fill up your paper with color and design, okay? So have fun with this. There's really no wrong way to do it. Just take risks, enjoy yourself, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.